Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you very much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Happy Wednesday to you. We're taking a look here at Bitcoin. This is kind of one of those hump day situations, right? Middle of the week, price just shoots up, hits that resistance level, and now we're starting to see a little bit of a taper. So surprising that the price had shot up as well as it did overnight. That's less common, but it does happen. We are range bound still in that range, and unfortunately, some of our shorts got squeezed out a little bit, but hey, we had tight targets, so it's really not a problem. We'll get the next one. Okay. But that being said, when it comes to Bitcoin here, what we want to look at is some back-end stuff, kind of see what's going on here with high block capital. We'll go ahead and review all of that and kind of explain what that means, and obviously take a look at the charts. I want to look at the larger time frames too to identify some overall trends that are forming positively for the moment. Okay. So we'll look at that and much more. If you're new to the channel, just know, not a financial advisor, love to teach people to trade. Hope you can learn something here today, and if you want to become a better trader and join my group of fantastic traders, cryptocash.tech is a website to go to for that. Generally speaking too, we also have a lot of opportunity as well where I do provide you with trading academies. So I have a trading university here that kind of shows you how to become a better trader. Cryptocash.tech again is a site for that. Now, when it comes to high block capital, what we want to look at here, of course, is some really simple, straightforward stuff. So when we look at high block capital, we want to kind of identify a few things. So first of all, liquidation and obviously open interest I think is important. So let's go ahead and start with that, because when it comes to open interest, first of all, there's a lot of interest here at the 28,500 mark. Now, if we were to specify and kind of change that, we can kind of see if these are longs or shorts. There's a lot of longs open interest at right around 28,500. So a lot of those are in the red right now. Where it comes to shorts, they are at the 20,300 mark. So they are actually in the green for the moment. So it goes to show that in the most recent past here, shorts are essentially in profit where the longs are not. And that is kind of where we're at there. When it comes to liquidations, we have a tremendous amount of longs getting, taking some profit, of course, and shorts getting squeezed out. So we got that natural progression to the downside here moving forward. Because I do feel like the price, even though we came up to that resistance area, is going to get rejected out. We probably should see somewhere in the range of 27,000 something later today, just based on that overextension. We can also see that there's a lot of support at the 28,000 mark. So there's a good chance that based on the amount of open interest here and or liquidations at this point, we can identify that 28,000 should be a new support level. Once again, that was the previous resistance turned support now, right? So there's a good chance that price will hold. So if you're going to be shorting, I would have some really tight targets and make sure you're not shorting too far out, because that does things do change over the the course of the trading day. All right. We can see a lot more shorts are open now than before, so no more asks than bids. So that bid-ask spread is a little bit higher towards the short side. We got higher amount of open interest, which makes sense, of course. The price came up and the open interest is higher, so that does imply that the price could stay where it's at. Furthermore, as well, we don't really have a lot of shorts or longs getting liquidated. It's pretty much even. Obviously, yesterday we saw some shorts get smashed, including some of my trades. That happens sometimes. Try not to overthink it. The key is to re-identify and reevaluate, and to not jump right back in because you're upset of the fact that you might have lost a few bucks. Right? It's just kind of the way that it goes. I teach all that in my trading academy, but I can tell you that wins and losses are part of the game. You'll never be foolproof 100%. The key is to walk away from those losses with less loss, and to of course learn from that as well. Okay, because every single sign that we saw yesterday was bearish from Bitcoin. We saw this immediate push here. Great chance there's a large amount of manipulation in that regard to just kind of squeeze out those shorts. But generally speaking, it's very surprising the price is maintaining at this current level, but it's a good thing too. So let's go ahead and take a look at the large time frames, kind of show you what I mean. So first of all, with the larger time frames here, this is something that's potentially positive. This is the monthly. We've got about 2.5, 3 days left of trading in this month. We are just breaching 50 on the RSI, which we haven't done in a long time. So if we take a look at a larger, longer period time frame here, anytime the price has been below 50 on the RSI, it took roughly about 6 to 12 months to get it back above. So November to November, so 1 full year there. We've got October through April, it's roughly 6 months. And here we are, May through April. So generally speaking, we're following this 4-year cycle fairly accurate in the sense that the price action is continuing to hit these highs and these lows. And once we break out back above 50 on the RSI, there's a strong chance that the price will stay above that level. Okay, we only had one little issue here, and this was COVID. Okay, so again, a bit of an anomaly, but still very consistent. So to me, the monthly is looking good. If we can close at 28,000 or higher this month, it's a decent chance We will see a green month next month and continue higher. Are we going to go parabolic again? Probably not for a little while. There needs to be some type of catalyst, and we're not quite there yet on the cycle, but we're getting close. Okay, so again, some really awesome stuff that are on the monthly. Weekly tells a similar story here on the moving averages. We can see we're above all three moving averages for the first time in a very long time. And that is very, very nice to see. Okay, so again, it's been literally, almost a little over a full year already since we've been below these moving averages. Now we're back up above all three. So to me, that's very positive. Even though we are a bit on the overextended side, closer to 70, and typically when we come close to 70 in the RSI, unless we break through, we will see a decrease. So there's a chance we could see a correction back down to the 20,000 range, but generally speaking, we're looking fairly decent at this moment. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at for the larger time frame, the macro. We know what the background tells us too. We've got more shorts than longs in their position right now, and shorts are essentially prevailing for the moment, just again tentatively obviously. If we look at the daily though, let's go ahead and see what's going on. So yesterday we had this potential very, very strong potential convergence. Now, that would have been a very strong divergence. Now we have a potential bounce here with a convergence on the horizon. So there's really no proof in the fact the price could go up or down from here. Okay. The fact of the matter is that we don't have that continuation of the downside which we were expecting to occur with such a strong green day today. So that being said, that kind of puts us in a position where we are going to have to kind of wait and see for one, but for lack of better terms, we are right above this key support level here. Okay, so again, 28,000 has proven to be a strong resistance level. Now we're on the right side of that tracks. We saw that with the liquidation levels at 28K. There's a good chance that 28,000 could hold moving forward if the price pulls back to that level. Okay, so if we lose 28,000, I personally feel like we're going to see that retest at 27 or lower. But if we can close today above that level, there's a decent chance we'll maintain that. RSI, money flow index, is a tremendous amount of volume in the last 14 days. That's why we're seeing that really, really high there. It's the only reason why the price is maintaining, because there's more money coming into the market. In fact, the Bitcoin hash rate is extremely high right now. See if I can find it. If we take a look here, you can see the amount of hash rate is significantly higher. This is really just a positive sign for us, because the more money moving, through Bitcoin, so to speak, the more likely the price is to stick. Okay, so again, very, very positive in that regard. That's the most we've seen in a long time. So just something that's also a positive, factor here. Okay, so those are positive factors here. What about the 4 hour? What's that tell us? Well, we're converging still, even though we're plateauing on the MACD. RSI is tapering off a little bit, didn't get rejected officially. We are range bound even still at this point, once again, between 27,000 and 28.5. So until we can get a closure above 28.5, I'm not convinced we're going to break above, right? I don't think we're going to see that. But if the price breaks below, just say it stays at 28,000 or lower, then there's a good chance we'll see further downside. So we've kind of got this little gray area that we're in right now, and it's hard to identify specifically what may happen next. But the truth is here that these are not bearish signs at all on the 4 hour. Now that we've had that strong convergence, we broke that lower low, lower high pattern, and now we're making higher highs. So the reason why this is beneficial, or the reason why this is potentially a positive sign here, or at least to the upside, is because this most recent high right here is higher than the previous. Had we just say we pushed up here and got rejected at 20,000, came back down, we wouldn't have been establishing higher highs. It would have been parallel highs, and that essentially causes further downside. In this case here, the fact that we are having higher highs, if this next low isn't lower than the most recent low, then we should be in good shape to see a continuation upwards. Okay. Again, some things you want to try to look for that just kind of helps. Last thing here we want to take a look at would be Ichimoku Cloud on the 1 hour. We are well above the cloud, conversion lines above the baseline, lagging spans free and clear, but you got to keep in mind, this is coming soon, I would say within the next 12 hours, unless we see a push past 28.5 for Bitcoin, there's a good chance that whatever long position you have open should be closed. And that, again, it's a conservative indicator, but it helps you understand that, hey, maybe, if the price hasn't come up this high just yet, there's a good chance it won't continue. So that's kind of just telling us that there's less momentum there. We can see a 9 on TD sequential here with the price action starting to retrace. That makes perfect sense. Careful shorting into 28,000, but on the same accord, it would make sense for the price to at least retest 28K and possibly even lower. Okay, just keep in mind, this most recent high is now the new low, right? That's tentatively the support level. So 28,000, based on liquidation and everything we've seen here so far, should essentially be the new support, okay? So I'd weigh it out a little bit. I'm considering short positions, of course, just because of the simple fact that it's overextended once again. But in truth, a lot of everything else that we see is fairly positive now. It's amazing how that dynamic can shift almost instantly, right? And we get more money into the market, and then all of a sudden everything you thought was right yesterday is wrong today. That's just trading. That's how it goes. And I'll be the first to admit it's perfectly fine to be wrong, and I've been wrong multiple times, and I was wrong to short at about 27,000, sure. But on the same accord, stop losses were tight. We didn't lose all that much, and we're ready to trade again. That's the key takeaway here. All right, so again, for those who are in current trades, whatever trades you have, again, range bound for the most part. We can see this significant variance here, but still within range. So it would make sense for the price to inevitably come back down again, based on the simple fact that we're getting these pumps and these dumps where the price goes up and comes back down. So there's a good chance we're going to see a correction here soon. But once again, until 28,000 either holds or doesn't hold, it might be best to wait on the sidelines. Just a recommendation from somebody that's been in the industry for a very long time. All right, so hopefully that makes sense, and I described that correctly. Again, if you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a website. Quick heads up too, we do have a lot of, with our partners here, there's a tremendous amount of opportunity, so make sure you check them out. If you use these links to register, you'll be part of our trading competitions. We have community trading competitions monthly or bi-monthly, and it's just free extra cash to be using the same exchange that you love. Okay, and I have instructional videos on all of these exchanges too. Be sure to check that out with the cards and or the the playlist that I have on my webpage. So check that out in your own time. Again, look forward to working with you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.